I'm Ankita Robin and welcome to SG Global News. From the brutal murder of a 24-year-old Christian farmer in Pakistan to the elaborate Christmas celebrations of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians, we have many stories to cover. A 24-year-old Pakistani Christian man, Suleiman Masih, was shot dead after months of harassment and threats from fellow Muslim men. Suleiman, a devout Catholic and a hard-working young farmer, was attacked on December 29 and succumbed to his injuries on January 1st. A 24-year-old Christian man, Suleiman Masih, was brutally murdered in Pakistan after enduring months of repeated harassment. Suleiman, a farmer from Kot Sadullah in Gujranwala, was shot by armed gunmen on motorcycles on December 29th, succumbing to his injuries on January 1st. Pakistani priest Father Laza Aslam OFM, in an interview with the pontifical charity Aid to the Church in Need, described Suleiman as an entrepreneurial and hard-working young man. Suleiman had purchased farming equipment with the money he earned from collecting waste. Over the past year, he achieved significant success, managing 25 acres of land and owning a vehicle. According to Father Aslam, Suleiman's success made him a target of jealousy and hostility. For 6 months prior to his murder, Suleiman had been harassed and threatened by a group of Muslim men. Despite repeatedly reporting these incidents to local police, his complaints were met with indifference. The lack of action emboldened Suleiman's attackers, culminating in the violent assault that took his life. Suleiman sustained a bullet wound that severely damaged his kidney, leaving him fighting for survival until he passed away on January 1st. His brother Dawood Iqbal, who was with Suleiman during the attack, narrowly escaped injury. However, a bystander, Shamrez Javed, was shot in the knee, according to Christian Daily. 4 out of 5 assailants have been arrested, but the main suspect, Abdul Rahman Yaqub, remains at large. Suleiman's father, Iqbal Masih, and Father Laza Aslam have called for justice, urging both local and international authorities to take decisive action to protect religious minorities and prevent further violence and discrimination. His funeral was held on January 4th. Suleiman Masih is survived by his widow. The wildfires in Pacific Palisades, California, which have engulfed homes and displaced thousands, completely destroyed Corpus Christi Catholic Church. The church was reduced to only its steel frame. Leaders of the U.S. Catholic Church have expressed deep sorrow for all those affected by the devastation. Corpus Christi Catholic Church in Pacific Palisades, California, was completely gutted by the wildfires on Wednesday, January 8th. It has also been reported that the parish-run school was damaged. A picture shared by Angeles News shows the church building reduced to just a steel frame. Father Liam Kidney, pastor of the church, announced the sad news on the church's website, adding that the priests were all safe. Los Angeles Archbishop Jose H. Gomez requested prayers on social media, saying, quote, "Please keep praying for all those suffering in the wildfire sweeping through Southern California. My heart goes out to our neighbors who have lost their homes and livelihoods," end quote. Bishop Robert Barron posted on X that he was devastated by the news of the terrible fires in Los Angeles. The LA Archdiocese was his home for 6 years. He wrote, quote, "Please pray for all those who have lost homes and property," end quote. Bishop Barron said that he was especially mindful of Monsignor Liam Kidney and the people of Corpus Christi Parish as they faced the loss of their church. The wildfires ripping through California have now burned down more than 2,000 homes, numerous buildings, and thousands of acres of land, killing 5 people and forcing about 130,000 residents to flee. A team of archaeologists in Israel has unearthed a monastery complex dating back to the Byzantine era. The discovery, made accidentally by sanitation workers laying groundwork for a public park, includes relics with inscriptions of Bible verses. Archaeologists and historians are closely examining the site, which sheds light on Christianity's presence in the region during the Byzantine period. A team of archaeologists from the Israel Antiquities Authority unearthed a monastery complex that traces its origins back to the Byzantine era. The team discovered the relics when a group of workers from the Tel Aviv municipality accidentally struck a portion of the remains while laying the groundwork for a public park. The monastery's interior featured heavy mosaics and contained inscriptions of several Bible verses. The Israel Antiquities Authority released a photo of part of the monastery, which was carved with the inscription of a verse from Deuteronomy, quote, "Blessed are you when you come in, and blessed are you when you go out," end quote. The blessings mentioned in the verse refer to one of the promises made by God to the Israelites if they obeyed him. The mosaics also contained intricate designs of crosses, lions, doves, and flowers. The excavators believed that the monastery was strategically located along the highway connecting the mountains to the coastal plain. Excavations revealed the foundations of at least 10 monastic structures, including a gateway, a large warehouse building, a local ceramics industry, and a complex wine press. 2 Catholic nuns in Anambra State, Nigeria were kidnapped by militants on January 7th. Sister Vincentia Maria, principal of Archbishop Charles Harry Memorial Model Secondary School in Ufuma, and Sister Grace Marriott, a teacher at Immaculata Girls Model Secondary School in Navy, remain in captivity as authorities work to secure their release.
2 Catholic nuns belonging to the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart of Mary congregation were kidnapped in Anambra State, Nigeria on January 7th. The Secretary General of the congregation announced the news in a statement released on January 8th. Sister Vincentia Maria Nwangu and Sister Grace Mary Tokoli were kidnapped when they were on their way back from a vocational association meeting at Ogboji. The police spokesperson said that a joint security operation was underway to locate and rescue the nuns. Sister Vincentia Maria is the principal of Archbishop Charles Harry Memorial Model Secondary School in Ufuma, and Sister Grace Marriott is a teacher at Immaculate Girls Model Secondary School in Navy. The Secretary General requested fervent prayers for their speedy and unconditional release from their kidnappers. Since 2015, abductions of Catholic priests and nuns for ransom by militants in Nigeria have been steadily increasing as an easy way to make money and also to sow fear and confusion in Christian communities. Nigeria is ranked 6th in Open Doors World Watch list of 50 countries where Christians face the most persecution.
In a letter to Cardinal Pietro Parolin, Pope Francis urged Jordanian Christians to follow Christ's example as they prepare for the consecration of the newly built Church of the Baptism of the Lord in Jordan. Located near the banks of the Jordan River, the church is scheduled to be consecrated on January 10th.
In the letter addressed to Cardinal Pietro Parolin, who has been designated by Pope Francis as a pontifical representative to inaugurate the Church of the Baptism of the Lord near the Jordan River, Pope Francis urges the Cardinal to encourage Jordanian Christians to increasingly imitate Christ and follow the path laid by him. Quoting Lumen Gentium, Pope Francis wrote to the Cardinal about how God wished to save humanity so they might later acknowledge him in truth and serve him in holiness. In his letter, the Pope highlighted how Christians in Jordan eagerly await the solemn consecration of the church situated near the banks of the Jordan River, where Jesus Christ was baptized by John the Baptist. Finally, he asked Cardinal Parolin to convey his greetings to all participants in the event, not only to the Catholics present but also to civil authorities, believers of other religions, and all those who promote the mission of the Church, religious freedom, world peace, and the dignity of the human person. The Cardinal will preside over the Mass of Dedication and the inauguration of the new church during the consecration ceremony, which will be held on January 10th.
Following their victory against the Cleveland Browns, the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens led his team in the Lord's Prayer, setting a powerful example of faith. The Ravens' win advances them to the National Football League playoffs, where they'll face the Pittsburgh Steelers. John Harbaugh, the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, has once again demonstrated his Catholic faith by leading the team in praying the Lord's Prayer following their victory against the Cleveland Browns on January 5th. Harbaugh said before the prayer, quote, "To God be the glory," end quote. At a press conference on Sunday after the game, Harbaugh, a devout Catholic, wore a t-shirt that read, "How great is our God." He recalled what was said in the locker room after the Chiefs game in Kansas City, that whatever they were going to achieve in the year would be for God's glory. Having defeated the Cleveland Browns, the team has advanced to the National Football League playoffs. The Ravens are slated to face off against the Pittsburgh Steelers on Saturday at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Millions of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians celebrated Christmas or Gena on January 7th. Amid ongoing ethnic strife, religious leaders used the occasion to call for peace and reconciliation in the country. Photos and videos of this year's celebrations, widely shared on social media, have sparked hope for lasting peace in the region. Millions of Ethiopian Orthodox Christians celebrated Christmas, known as Gena in Amharic, on January 7th. Ethiopian Christmas falls in January as parts of the Eastern Orthodox Church, including the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, follow the Julian calendar, which is 13 days behind the Gregorian calendar. Preparations for Genna begin with a 43-day fasting period called Tzume Nebiat, the fast of the prophets. On Christmas Eve, Ethiopian Christians attend an overnight church service starting at approximately 6 p.m. and concluding around 3 a.m. After the service, they break their fast with elaborate feasts, often including traditionally slaughtered animals. Dressed in thin white cotton garment called Nutella, families and communities come together to celebrate. This year, photos and videos of Genna celebrations were widely shared on social media, showcasing the vibrancy and spirituality of the holiday. In his televised Christmas Eve message, Abune Matthias, patriarch of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, emphasized reconciliation and peace in a country often marred by ethnic conflict. While the conflict in the northern region of Tigray reached a tentative resolution with the 2022 peace agreement, instability persists in other regions such as Amhara and Oromia, posing ongoing challenges to Ethiopia's quest for sustainable peace. For many Ethiopians, Genna symbolizes hope, faith, and resilience. Even amid hardship, families and communities strive to uphold their traditions. The holiday is a powerful reminder of Ethiopia's rich cultural and spiritual heritage and its potential for unity in the face of division. If Ethiopia can make meaningful strides towards lasting peace, celebrations like Genna have the potential to foster reconciliation and healing among the country's diverse communities. That's all for today. Until we meet again, God bless and thank you.